Guess what? Some buildings take longer to build than others. Here is a modern building. This was built in around 15 years. That sounds like a reasonable time. This next thing is the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904. This was built in 2 years. Look how elaborate it is. And this had 643 acres. This was built in 2 years, 643 acres. They say these were temporary structures, but you can see the people on them. This is the London Great Exhibition. This was built in 1851. And it was built in 6 months, supposedly. This is a later London exhibition, built also in 6 months, 23 acres in 1862. Now here we have the Paris exhibition, built in 2 years, supposedly, 50 acres, and among all the buildings we have the tower, the Eiffel Tower. And they tore down everything, but they didn't tear down the Eiffel Tower. Now here we have the Buffalo exhibition, built on 100 acres, built in 1 year. It's amazing. And they always tell us that they had to tear these down afterwards. But some of the buildings are still being used, and you can see people walking all over them. This is the San Francisco exhibition, built in 6 months, supposedly. This is the Chicago exhibition has had 686 acres, built in 2 years, supposedly. And there were obviously people walking all over these structures. This is the St. Louis World's Fair, built in 2 years. This is the Philadelphia Exposition, built in 1 year. So if there are any architects watching this, please comment. What do you think? How could this have been done? What is the explanation that I think? I think, as many people think that have been studying these things, that these buildings were already there and they didn't want us to see them, so they built a World's Fair and then they had an excuse to demolish them.